Stetson. I'm Samantha Zarek.
And I'm Jeremy Bodyford. Thank you for joining us for WHNN News Hour at 4.
We would like to take a brief moment to remember two students, Dane Belcher and Andy Thornton, who passed away last weekend. We would also like to remind students that the Counseling Center has a counselor on call 24/7 who can be reached by calling Public Safety at 386-822-7300.
And local news, the Twisted Chopstick Sushi Bar has just opened this past Tuesday, right here in downtown DeLand. The new sushi bar will be serving specialties such as sushi donuts. The sushi bar will be located downtown at 117 West Howry Avenue.
Happening on campus starting April 3rd and running until April 5th, Stetson will be hosting a senior exhibition located at the Hand Art Center from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This exhibition will be hosting work from graduating digital arts and studio arts students. Come out and check out the artistic talent of your Stetson seniors. There will be cultural credit for this event.
Are you in need of cultural credit and that works towards a cause? Stetson will be hosting Take Back the Night on April 5th from 6 to 9 p.m. This event will begin at LBC 108 Rinker Auditorium, where speakers and the community will march in support and recognition of those impacted by sexual and domestic violence.
Now it's time for your weekly weather forecast. We'll turn now to Chief Weather Forecaster Rhiannon Boyer. What's going on out there, Rhiannon? Are we going to keep seeing this beautiful weather?
Good evening, Stetson. Thank you for tuning in this evening. As we can see, it's been a beautiful weekend. Highs have been in the upper 80s and lower 60s for the lows, and no change for today. We're going to see a high of 89 and a low of 66. So as I say every weekend, go out to the beach or the springs or the river and have fun. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rhiannon. Do you remember when you were first accepted to Stetson? You may have attended your first Hatter Saturday. Stetson will be hosting the annual Hatter Saturday event on April 8th from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. This event will help prospective students feel like Stetson is their new home away from home. It is a fun day for parents and students, so come on out and welcome the class of 2021. Here's Rhiannon again with the weather.
Thanks, guys. Now for the rest of the week, we can see, actually it's supposed to rain on Monday, which is going to bring in these warmer temperatures and more humidity as we get through the week. Come Wednesday, we're going to see a high in the lower 90s, our first one of this year so far. It's pretty warm for March. And then come Thursday, it's supposed to rain again and break up that heat, which is going to bring in these cooler temperatures we'll see in the mid-70s. Tune in next Sunday for more weather.
Thanks, Rhiannon. For more campus news, on Friday, April 7th from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., Kilometer Kids will be hosting their biannual Run for Fun event. And on Friday, April 21st, starting at 3:30 p.m., youth from the Spring Hill Boys and Girls Club and the Chisholm Community Center will participate in a 1.25-mile run around Hatter Tracks. Come check it out at the Rinker Field if you're interested in volunteering or participating. Coming up after the break, DJ and Daniela have your WHNN sports, but first, a special segment with Jeremy and Daniela.
Hatters, how much do you know about Stetson?
Well, let's put it to the test with Stetson Trivia. True or false, the Lynn Business Center was designated the first building in higher education in Florida to be a green building.
False. Who was president of Stetson before President Libby?
Wow. I should know this. Barack Obama.
That is incorrect. It was H. Douglas Lee.
Dang. Alright.
Alright, Daniela, so I have a question for you now.
All right, bring it.
What year did Stetson football make its grand return?
I actually know this one because it was the first year that I came to Stetson.
Okay.
And that was 2013.
Alright, correct. You're pretty good at this.
All right, now it's your turn.
Alright, bring it on.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, if you get this wrong, I'm not going to be mad at you or anything. It's okay.
I'm a pro. I got
Okay.
this.
All right, finish this chant. Go green.
Fight white. Hello.
Wow.
Not hard.
No.
I'm a pro.
One of Stetson's best chants, too, actually.
It very much is. You should be on the lookout for us and make sure that you brush up on your Stetson trivia because you never know. You could be next.
Dun, dun, dun. From WHNN, I'm Daniela Hankey.
And I'm Jeremy Bodyford.
My name is Sam Oliver. Before we get started, we do want to take a moment of silence for Dane. We do know that the weekend we'd like to have it be competitive, but at the end of the day, this is about us coming together as a great community.
Happening in Texas, on Wednesday, 12 people were killed and 3 were injured in a head-on crash between a church bus and a pickup truck. Photographs from the scene were taken indicating heavy damage on the driver's side of the bus and the pickup truck. For more world news, a man was reported missing on March 26 out of the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. His body was found in a 23-foot-long python. 25-year-old Akabar Sulabrio worked as a harvester on a palm oil plantation. His body was discovered after a group of men sliced open the stomach of the snake. They discovered the python had swallowed the man whole.
Stetson came back out on Saturday and won 5-1 behind a dominant complete game 13 strikeout performance by sophomore Jack Perkins. Perkins held Tulane to just 6 hits while he did not walk a batter for the first time this season. The complete game was the first of his career, while the 13 strikeouts tied the career high he set 2 starts back at the Citadel. The Hatters' offense was led by Andrew McNeil, who finished with 3 hits, while Jacob Coos, Austin Bogart, and Jorge Arenas all finished with 2 hits each. In the final game of the series, Stetson scored 7 runs out of the gate before Logan Gilbert even took the mound. But once he did, he was masterful through the first 4 2/3 innings of the game, which saw him get a strikeout in 11 of the first 14 outs while allowing a single run. But he got into trouble after that, as he would allow 4 runs before finishing the 5th. Then after Gilbert put Tulane down and ordered in the 6th, Ryan Stark took over to start the 7th, and despite finishing the frame, he struggled as he allowed 4 runs on 3 hits and a walk. Joey Gonzalez closed out the 12-10 win, throwing the 8th and 9th, allowing 1 run on 1 hit and a walk. On the all-offensive side, Stetson was led by Ben Rowden, who finished 4 for 4, and Jack Gonzalez, who finished 3 for 5 with a pimped home run in the 8th that saw him hush the crowd. The Hatters' final game of the week came at USF on Tuesday night, and it saw them continue their midweek struggles as they were defeated 9-4, as all 5 Stetson pitchers to make an appearance gave up at least 1 run. As of Tuesday night, all 3 of Stetson's weekend starters ranked in top 30 in total strikeouts, with Brooks Wilson and his 57 strikeouts being tied for 6th with UConn starter Willis Montgomery, while both Jack Perkins and Logan Gilbert are tied with 6 others in the 23rd spot with 49. The pitching staff as a whole ranks 12th nationally in strikeouts per 9 at 10.1, sandwiched between number 6 South Carolina and number 3 TCU.
The softball team spent last weekend at home playing a 3-game series against conference rival Kennesaw State. The series began with a Saturday doubleheader that the team split. Tori Perkins started and finished Game 1 for Stetson, as she went the distance in the 10-inning game, allowing 4 runs, only 1 earned on 10 hits, and 2 walks while striking out, and 6 while Kennesaw starter Allie Cutting also threw all 10 innings but did not allow a run. The final game of the series once again started with a pitching matchup of Tori Perkins for Stetson and Allen Cutting for Kennesaw, and just like the first meeting, the game lasted 10 innings. But unlike the first meeting, Perkins would only go 2 innings before giving away to Brooke Hutto, who threw the next 8. Kennesaw got on the board first as they scored 2 in the top of the 3rd. Stetson cut the lead to 1 as Kelsey Waters reached on a hit by pitch, stole second, and later scored on a throwing error by KSU shortstop Jussie Mullen. Kennesaw scored another run in the top of the 7th, but Stetson followed up with a 2 spot of their own in the bottom half of the inning, as Tally Sharp scored on the pass ball and Jesse Tenebrook scored on the throwing error by the catcher. Neither team would manage anything in the 8th or 9th, but Kennesaw would get across in the top of the 10th on a Noel Winkle's 2-run home run, which would be enough that Stetson could only manage 1 in the bottom half of the inning, resulting in a 5-4 loss. In other Stetson sports news, the women beach volleyball team went 2-2 this week as they defeated number 10 ranked Georgia State, as well as number 11 ranked South Carolina, before falling to number 1 ranked Southern California and number 4 ranked Florida State. The men's tennis team lost 5-2 to FGCU, while the women's tennis team went 0-2 this week as they lost 6-1 to FGCU and 5-2 at UNF. And to close out your WHNN sports, the women's lacrosse team lost 15-4 at Old Dominion. We'll now toss it over to Samantha and Rhiannon with a special Stetson update.
Thanks, Daniela. So Rhiannon, what's going on starting on Monday?
Starting on Monday, Sam and I, amongst others, are introducing a new podcast called Unfriended.
It is a week-long podcast that focuses on how relationships have been affected after the election, whether that's been positive or negative effects.
We're starting the podcast series on Monday, introducing Sam's first podcast. We've interviewed any and all types of students all the way to professors, and we're hoping to have expert opinion put in there.
Yep, so our first podcast is going to be aired on Monday, and our last one, Rhiannon's, will be on Sunday, so be sure to tune in.
So, opening night's this weekend, Sunday. So, who you guys rooting for? Rooting for the Yankees?
I'm rooting for the Yankees too. It's my favorite team.
Nice.
Born and raised in Florida, so I'm going with the Rays.
I'm a DC girl, so I'm going to have to go with the Washington Nationals. Bryce Harper is my favorite player.
Bryce Harper's the good.
Bryce Harper, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. You guys have a favorite player?
No.
No.
I used to, and then he left.
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper. Well, that's all for WHNN News Hour at 4. Thanks for tuning in.